podcast. We are Breaking Controversies, and we are part of the Media Club division, as Farhan would explain more.
So basically, Media Club is a new club that we have invented. It's brand new. It's filled with how many divisions? Two divisions. I forgot for a second. There are two divisions called Entertainment Division and the Journalistic Division. And each of the divisions has three subdivisions called, for entertainment, it has photography, videography, and podcast, while the journalistic has the magazine, reporter, and writer. And if any of you want to join our media club and interested in those divisions, feel free to join us.
And feel free to contact one of us.
I think this is our first video. We are gonna talk about something up to date, and I hope we can
Succeed.
see you in the next video.
Yeah, just keep going.
And goodbye!
Alright, so the first topic of our first ever podcast would be back to school and how's 2020 been so far, because I know from the memes I watch and sometimes news that the world hasn't been doing too right now as in 2020. I mean, last year 2019 was a bit okay, could be better, but 2020 is just like whoosh. So how is everyone's 2020 so far? How was everyone's January?
First thing I want to say is that 2019, the last weeks was pretty shit. I ended my decade as a broken rib person. I fell off from a mountain. Then straight after that, the first week of February, I got stuck in a flood for like 4 days. I was stuck in my house, which is like an island filled with 20 people, including my relatives and my neighbors. Yo, just for your information, the flood reached my chest, bro. Like, the food was so hard to get, and I had to compete on how to wash our ass without wasting too much water.
I mean, like, there's literally water everywhere. You can just use that.
I mean, you're not wrong. Okay, straight after that, after I got off from the island, so-called my house, I had to do my repeat exam, which is like 3 subjects. I forgot what those subjects are like. I want to forget whatever happened. Then straight after that, I had to do a short semester of 8 credits. And it's hard. It's hell. I didn't have a single vacation for the past 2 months.
This sounds fun.
I didn't even go to the first day of campus.
Yeah, me too. No, I was sick. I had days when I was sick, so, How about yours?
Okay, about my holiday, I think it's...
You guys got a
quite-
holiday?
Yeah, of course. Unlike you, my holiday is quite long. Okay, I go to holiday actually went out of town from here. It's around 22nd of December until 5th of January. It's quite long, right?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't feel nothing. I had no vacations. I'm sorry, I can't relate.
You can't relate.
I can't relate at all.
So about the holiday, I think it's quite long in our campus, especially. I feel bad for Farhan because he doesn't have any holiday. Plus, in the 1st of January, he got flood in his house. And
God hates me so
at
much.
that time, fortunately, I'm out of town, so I don't feel anything. And my house doesn't even get flood either.
So what you're trying to say is that,
He has a better life than you.
Yeah, I have a better life. No, wait,
he has, not you.
But unfortunately, in the first day of my college here, when I saw the timetable, it's quite bad actually. My schedule is quite. I think I every day I go home at 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. It's because of the
That is karma. That is karma. You know what time I go home every single day? I don't even know. I just attended 1 hour class.
at least I don't have to be lectured at that at that lecture, right?
I mean, the schedule's generally been like really bad, even for me. Like, it's so weird. I don't know who's organizing the schedule.
For me, it's very relaxing.
Really?
I don't even care if I don't come the whole semester.
Good job, good job.
The people who will be listening.
Yeah, definitely. The whoever made the schedule is gonna be listening to this, I guess.
Hello.
Sorry about that. Oopsies.
Sorry.
My 2019 for me was really weird because it started like really good, really great, but then over time it actually like went down.
At least you had appointments.
True, but still that's in 2020, you know. But ending of 2019 could be better. But at least I feel like everyone in 2020 right now is like suffering, but I'm like pretty chill about it actually. Like I have so much problem going on, but at the same time it doesn't really bother me. I guess it's how I started the new year that got me off. I should be like drinking. Which is good start, good start of the year. Also, I can't relate to the flooding thing because I wasn't here when the whole time it flooded.
You were at Bali.
Oh no, I wasn't at Bali.
Where
I was doesn't matter.
I'm the one who's at Bali.
There you go. He's at Bali. I was close to Bali, but I wasn't at Bali.
No, you know what? You guys had those experiences, right? I think I had the low budget experience, Low budget? You get it? Like when God sends you free flood and made your house on an island?
Bro, God made your house Bali.
Cool.
Bali on a budget.
Oh, Christ. How would you rate January so far? Out of 10.
Quite okay actually. Oh, and by the way, since we're in the first day of our campus, and now me, actually you, I think this whole campus is already different. Would you like to tell about it?
Yeah, I mean, can't really show it because, we're a podcast, we don't really do it too lazy, so, but.
Unless if you want to see our vlogs, click the link and subscribe.
But they basically.
We insist.
We basically flipped the hall, right? It used to be on the other side.
Yeah, we flipped it.
Why did we do that? Can't see any windows anymore.
Cause
Does anyone know?
we were poor.
I don't know.
So send us funds. Donate now.
Patreon Yuli. Oh my god. No, that's not Yuli. Can do that later.
Do we need to edit this out?
Let's see. I think it's okay. We're all just jokes here. Come on.
Anyway, about this new arrangement in our campus, I think it's a bit already more tidy than the previous one.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like this campus, especially the hall side, became more wide and it feels more spacious.
Not really.
It feels like because it's arranged in a neat way. I appreciate that.
It's more structured.
Yeah, it's more structured. So I can't really hide. I can't even skip class and hide somewhere. So everything here is very open. So it gives good environment for education. So come to Yuli.
I mean, if you skip class, I don't think the teacher would even bother you. You're not that student, okay? You ain't that special.
But I'm special to the person who's sitting behind the camera.
Oh really?
Alright.
And he?
Let's talk about how bad 2020's been, because I feel like that's a fact.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
How bad?
How bad?
Is it? It's probably an 8 for me.
Same.
In terms of the world, I guess.
Same, I think it's an 8.
I want to say infractions. I mean not infractions, in decibels.
What?
8.9. Close to 9.
Yeah, okay,
Very close.
engineer. Let's round it up to 9. Jesus. Anyway.
Doesn't have to be precise.
You know why?
Why?
In the same week, there's like a world war threat. Is it?
Oh yeah, like January started with
Like I was
World War
flooding.
threats.
I was flooding and I was hearing World War. Is the world really coming to an end? Like it's already flooding, so why not just continue with it?
I heard about the World War stuff because of a meme. Like I saw a TikTok of this person pretending to be in a war. He was holding a grenade, and then the lieutenant was like, "Throw it back!" And then he's like, "What? Throw it back?" And he started twerking. Throw it back means to twerk, you know. Being a depressing millennial, that's what we would do. We would throw it back, you know.
Wanna share an example?
Heck yeah.
Well, at first I thought about this meme. Oh, I think it's just a meme. Oh, it's gonna be end soon. But actually, when I realized this meme is quite a lot, I think it's what happened in here. I think there's something big in here. Then I knew it. There was a workload, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but to be fair, like we Indonesians, especially majorly people living in Indonesia, we don't feel like the sense of threat that there's gonna be a world war. We're just like normal, like, yeah, who the fuck caused this flooding? Is it the government's fault? That's the only thing we care about. While the world's like, the world's gonna end, and we're gonna be busy talking about the government.
Yeah, we're like too busy like caring about our
We
own
don't care about World War because on our country we already have that war itself.
I mean, we're rich in a that way.
We're
Rich
in
in
a,
debt.
we're rich in a poor way. How about that? We're rich in poor people or something.
Oh, this lifts your motivation. So, if you're gonna hear more depressing motivation speeches, just
Just keep watching.
He's the expert.
How about what's the next thing that happened? Was it the fire?
yeah, it was the fire.
Fire. Did you actually do anything or just like share memes?
I was showering. I just showered a lot, you know. Like,
No, that's
I feel like it's hot, you know. Since I knew it was gonna be fiery, so I'm gonna shower myself to cool down.
Oh my god.
To cool down.
You can feel the fire by watching the TV on the news, and you're going to shower.
Yeah, because like I feel hot while watching the TV.
Do you know how heart attack works?
Heart attack?
Yeah. I'm getting it right now on my head. It's called brain attack. It's all because of you.
I cause pain.
But you know, like a lot of people like was sharing about the news, right, and the memes and stuff like that. But about the fire also, do you think that actually helps spreading the news?
It does. It's actually very important for us to share awareness that how shitty the world is. Especially, dude, it was just January and a lot of things happened. A lot of casualties. I think it's better to let everyone know that the world is coming to an end in a way. Not straight ahead. Like, I'm not telling Trump to like actually destroy the world, but like in a way, just prepare yourself.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna end right away, but it's like slowly getting there.
It'd be great though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if the world ends.
I don't want to suffer more.
Like, shit.
At least, well, when we die, just give it instant death rather than suffering to death.
There's
Right.
nothing though. I mean, if it ends slowly, wouldn't it be suffering to death? You know what? The only thing I'm mad about if I die is like I leave my dogs behind. That's it.
I mean, then they're gonna die too.
Yeah, your dog is gonna
True, like they'll be going to heaven first.
Oh no!
And you'll be like the one who'll be waiting in line. They'll be going to heaven first.
Yo, I don't even think we're in heaven. Oh well. You know, well, alright. What happens after the fire? Flu, yeah.
Oh,
the
no,
virus.
Kobe
Kobe
died.
Oh. Ryan Kobe.
Kobe.
You're gonna keep doing that, like when you throw something in the trash, you're like
Kobe. I mean, what do you call that?
What?
What?
Like, tribute.
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 Yeah, it's a
Kobe.
tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would keep doing it.
I'll do the Kobe with the pads that's beside the perfect right now.
No, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
One demonstrated?
No.
It's okay.
I mean, if you want to demonstrate, just use your own.
No.
My question is, why was he in the helicopter? Like, I didn't actually read the news.
I didn't know either, so I just like want to go with the flow.
Do you
I don't want to be felt.
No, actually, I heard that Kobe's died for the first time. Actually, it's online game.
What?
Yes.
I mean, like,
It's not the.
as a serious post or as a meme or?
a serious post, but not on the news, the first, but online, yeah.
Yeah, but true. Like whenever something happens and your meme page posts that, you feel like they must be kidding. Like
Yeah.
they're not even serious. Like so funny, bro. But you know, it's so concerning. I had to search on Google like if it really happened, and it turns out to be true.
No, actually, I don't search on Google. When this post actually going to be frequently, then maybe it's something right. There's something right about it.
No, I feel like, see, that's the thing. I feel like for our parents' generation, right, the news would be on the TV, actual news or newspapers, right? But I feel like nowadays, for our type of like media for news, it can be memes.
Yeah.
Which is like pretty great if you think about it, because meme accounts already have like a lot of followers, right? And if they post an actual news, then
People
it's like easy to spread. So I feel like information nowadays are like getting faster and faster.
I think meme pages or meme websites are the new news websites nowadays. Like people rather that prefer go to meme pages to know what's going on in the world right now. What's the trend?
I think we should also define what memes mean. So do you guys actually know what it means?
Easy. I'll just use an Indonesian term.
No.
Don't say that again.
I mean like where it actually comes from and what it means.
It's from France, like men.
No.
No?
So it comes from this, I believe, this guy who was a sociologist. He made a book about the book is called The Selfish Gene. Does that sound familiar?
No. I don't read books.
Basically, in the book, he mentioned the word meme, and he defined it as something that is commonly shared between humans. And well, memes are shared between people a lot, and that's where the word's from. So anything that's overly shared and overly popular, that's a meme. So technically anything can be a meme.
I mean, meme nowadays are like so advanced. You know, the first time I didn't know it was a real meme, but the first time I knew about meme, I call it memes, because like the first meme it was written like M-E with the thing, the French thing. What do you call that? Accent. Yeah, so like I saw the meme, like meme, and the first meme I knew about was like stick figures, you know. I have no example, but it was made of stick figures.
The first time that I know about the name of meme is actually English is not my first language, so I use my
Google Translate?
no
How you Google
my
Translate
native
meme?
language to actually read meme on my native language, and it's called, like Farhan said,
Meme.
And
Thumbs up.
I know that name is become meme because that somebody post about meme that meme doesn't pronounce like meme, it's meme.
It's more to not meme. It's more memes.
I mean, it's better like my friend. You know how she said it?
How?
Mimi.
I mean, that's more cute. That's more cute and
It's
more.
not cute. It's so annoying. Every time she's trying to show Mimi, like, gee, look, it's Mimi. I'm like, what's a Mimi? What? It's so dumb. I love you, man. But still, though, it's annoying. Stop it.
If you were watching this.
All right, next Mimi we would talk about. I would say would be the flu. Are you guys sick?
No.
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 No. I'm
No.
sick. So no.
Oh,
all
fuck, I
right.
touched her!
I think it's
And I'm
corona.
gonna touch you too.
Yeah, we're all sick now.
But
yeah.
why are you touching each other like so passionately?
No.
Anyways. I heard. So it started from Wuhan, right? And it spreads everywhere. I heard so many cases of it already. And like at one point, I believe, my man told me that in Australia.
Your doctor. You mean
No,
your...
my man.
Oh, you're a man. I thought you were the doctor that you usually go to appointments with.
No, I mean sometimes. Anyway,
Yeah, okay.
he
how,
told.
many doctors do you go to?
Right now, two.
Two?
Two.
Including your man, so 3.
No, that's including women.
Oh, including your man.
All right.
Off topic. But we're still talking about doctors. I feel bad for the doctor who died.
I'm sick anyway, so yeah, he told me that in Australia they have this cruise and they have to like this two. I don't know if it's Australia or Japan. It's one of
Is
them.
it? I heard from the news. I think it's Japan.
Yeah, I think it's Japan too. This two Chinese like tourists, right? They brought the ship, but then they didn't tell the whoever is checking security, but they're from Wuhan. So when they got to Japan or Australia or something, they had to like quarantine the whole ship. It's like-
With the passengers.
yeah, with the other passengers, even though there's only like these two like there's like Chinese people who didn't tell them what's up. It's like, why would you do that? You know, it's so selfish. Like, dang.
I think he want to see the world burn.
I mean, to me,
Probably,
to
yeah.
me, yeah. If you want to get free service, free food, free treatment, whatever, just tell the hospital, whatever, whoever is in charge, just tell that you have corona, so that they'll give you extra care. That you don't even have to pay for that. The
Yeah.
government will pay for
Yeah,
that.
but I feel like it's a different type of extra care though. Like, I wouldn't want to be chugging medicine every time, you know.
Free treatment.
But for Indonesia, I haven't heard any reported cases.
I mean, that's impossible.
It is impossible.
I think there's one Indonesian citizens outside the Indonesia in Singapore that positively get corona.
Yeah, but I haven't heard about that one. Really?
I mean, it's hard to know, man, because there's falsification of news every single time.
Actually, I did heard one case. I think it was in Bandung.
Yeah, there were many. They were saying there's one in airport. There's in Soekarno Hatta, and there's also in Bandung.
Yeah, that's the thing, but they don't.
Even there's one in Jakarta.
But the funny part is that most Indonesians, they just because they had like a slight headache or a fever or something, they exaggerate that and say that they had corona. So probably it's because of that.
Talking about like exaggeration and stuff like that, right? I don't know. Like, I'm not a medical professional or anything, but for me, when I'm sick, I usually just see if it gets worse or not. If it doesn't, I don't go to the doctor like at all, because every time I go to the doctor when I get sick, they give me antibiotics. You know how antibiotics work, right?
Yeah.
The virus can evolve and shit like that. I feel like that's one of the reasons why it's not one of the reasons, but I feel like nowadays it's hard to come up with more antibiotics to fight stronger viruses, which I feel bad for doctors and researchers for, because we keep overusing it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we were
I
not
think
educated.
the main reason we keep evolving antibiotics for killing these viruses because there's many patients that when they feel they already cured, they didn't finish their antibiotics.
Yes, that's one of the reasons how the virus evolved too. Yeah, they don't take it. It's like they stop after they feel better, even though they don't actually am better. I'm sick, but I don't have the corona. I swear to God, I drink too much for that.
I think we should have moved.
Chemotherapy. Funny story actually. So my mom recently went to the US, right? And on the way back, she transited in Japan. And you know how Japanese people are like very strong on like
Hentai?
no, what the hell? No, I mean
the
like
hell?
cleanliness and stuff like that.
Oh,
right?
hygiene.
And yeah, and they wear face masks a lot. And she just heard about the virus and she saw like everyone wearing the mask. She was in Japan. I was here. She was texting me like, Dad, can you buy me a face mask? I'm like, I'm in here. How am I gonna give you the face mask? Like, I don't know. They don't have face masks here anymore. Then she sent me like a Tokopedia link because she wants like a colorful one. She doesn't like.
Wait, how much was the price? How much was the price? That's
For what? The face mask? That
Yeah.
she wants? It's like 20,000 for one.
20,000?
For one.
Dude, that's so cheap, you know. But
It's not cheap. Have you seen it?
wait, but now like it's already 100 plus.
100 for like a pack or what?
How much was it?
How much?
How much? Never mind.
Last time I heard that it already surpassed 30,000. I don't know if there's gonna.
It's getting more expensive. People are upselling it, man. Like, do you have any sense of guilt of upselling stuff?
That's true. Well, I mean, that's what capitalism, basically is, right? Supply and demand. I mean, if they want more demand, then you're gonna supply more and get more profit.
Just do it for freely. Just cover your nose and mouth with your hand.
Or, wash your hands after you use a toilet, like, normal people. because some people doesn't do that.
Civilized people.
Huh?
Civilized people.
Civilized, yeah, civilized people. Are we civilized though?
I wash my hands every time, so I think I am. What else? What else? What else? I haven't. You memes. There you go. Should we go back to school stuff?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about school.
Yeah, we only talk about the how.
Vacation part.
Yeah, the physical, like how the rooms have changed and stuff. But how
Oh,
about
yeah.
your like classmates or anything?
I think. Hang on a minute. I got something more to do.
Right? Should be excused anyway. How about you then? How's your classmates
Dude,
and your teachers? I guess.
I didn't come to campus yesterday. I was hibernating. I came today, but I just attended a 1 hour class when it's supposed to be 3.
Right.
And yeah, so far,
Yeah.
good to see my useless mates again.
Useless. I'm sure.
I love you all with all my heart. Like, but I'm just lying here.
I'm sure they're not that. But for me, it's the same also. It's my first day back. Because yesterday I couldn't go. I was too sick to function.
Was too sick to meet friends, yeah.
No, friends. We had our class on Mondays actually at the guest house, so we don't meet anyone anymore aside from my classmates, I guess. Well, how about yours? How's your classes been? Your practice, your lectures and stuff.
Lecture, I think it's just the same. What makes it different is the subject. In this semester, I think I've got mostly new subject, yeah, because I think it's going to be hard.
Yeah. I feel like the more, of course, we like as you go on, you get more specialized, yeah, in your major.
True.
It's a bummer, but just gotta get through it.
But there's one lecturer that I haven't met yet until now. Actually, it's today the schedule, but I don't know. He or she
She didn't show up, or?
didn't show up.
Oh.
Even the seniors too.
Oh, what subject?
Biochemistry, I think.
Biochemistry? Oh, yeah, right.
Who teaches biochemistry?
I think biochemistry is Lucia, right? Last time
I forgot the schedule. It's bio something.
Oh.
Oh, biomedical, the one I
No.
mentioned before.
I'm in biomedical, he's not.
I mean, there's a new subject that I asked you about, like, don't you have class
Biomedical.
biomedical something?
Yeah, but oh yeah, the teacher also like bailed on us, so.
I mean, I think the teacher doesn't know that, probably doesn't know that there's a class for that.
I didn't think about that, I have to
I
ask
don't
her
know.
later.
Have you heard the news?
No.
Did the teacher told you?
No, I heard it from my classmates, but I'll check with the teacher later on, I guess. But it's kind of like a bit of a bummer, you know, cause like the week barely started and you have like some teachers already canceling on you, you know, cause then you have to do makeup classes.
So if you don't want to be disappointed, you cancel on people. You cancel on the lecturer. Like I do. I'm just kidding, I don't do that.
Cause like some people already have like a lot of, basically their schedule is packed out, right? So
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
really have time, like, such a bummer. Anyways, what else should we talk about?
I can't wait for Valentine's.
Valentine's!
Where do you want to go for Valentine's?
Wait, hold up.
What day
So,
is it?
next
14?
Friday.
next week podcast would be about relationships, just a heads up. And we would do a little throwback on Valentine's. So for now, let's not reveal too much about what you're gonna do on Valentine, but you can give hints. So just hints, okay?
I mean, if I give hints, the person will know.
Get out. Okay, give hints that she wouldn't know, I guess.
Let's make appointments.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
For me, my hints, I'm single.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm single.
So if you
That's
want
a
to,
very big hint.
I mean, so if you're single, I mean, especially if you're a lady, but if you're a man, it's okay too.
No judging.
And yeah, no judging. But if you wanna have fun in Valentine's Day and doesn't have any partner, you just like follow
What
Roderick
the
here.
hell?
Yeah.
His Instagram will be linked here somewhere.
No, it won't.
It will, don't worry.
No worries. Our editor is a pro.
Oh my god. For me, Valentine's a bit. I'm just glad I'm not spending it alone, and I know, like, he's also glad he's not spending it alone, cause. Alright, it's not too much, but what we're gonna do is just like dinner, I guess.
You know, this picture is remind me of something. Something is nasty.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, what's the channel's name? I forgot.
I forgot, but like doing that in Valentine's sounds fun.
I don't have a place to do it, but that's a thing.
Do it at your place.
What?
Do it at your place.
My mom's home.
Oh. Okay, what were we talking about? Like we were so horny.
I'm not. What the hell? Yeah, I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna. We'll tell more about what happened during Valentine's next week when it's
So-
actually the theme.
Subscribe.
Oh, also for next week, I guess if you have any like relationship issues or you want relationship advice, just like I guess comment down below. Cause I don't know about these two guys, but I think I'm pretty okay with relationship like
I
experience.
have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
I don't have something.
you don't count. You're single.
But if you want to talk about like love advices, especially if you're a girl, I help a lot of women
Uh-huh.
with their relationships, so I give them advice. I've been giving them advice for like since I was 10 years old.
We'll see.
So I'm a pro.
The thing is it good advice or?
You know what? I give such good advices that my sister's gonna get married in 2021, and by then she's gonna be only 20 years old.
Oh my god.
I think it looks very trustworthy. We'll see about that.
Yeah, bring an evidence. How about that? Like, bring one evidence that shows you actually give good advice, relationship advices.
I'm so good at giving advices. I give it to myself, and look at me and my girlfriend. I'm my significant other.
Oh my god. Anyways, so far we already talked about like what we wanted to talk about and what the topic is for next week, which is relationships. It's fair to say that I think we can conclude our first podcast, or is there anything you guys want to add?
Is there anything you want to add?
Do we know?
What do I want to add? I want to add more people in my video club.
Oh my god.
Just put the
It's
video club over
free!
there.
You can join for free! Yay!
I mean, our media club is not just like regular campus activities that you're gonna have. It's more like we're gonna have more fun. Like this podcast, we produce something where we can have good results. We can have fun while doing it. Like podcast. I mean, podcast is enough people, but if you want to join, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
There's photography if you want to earn more money by taking pictures. We have a special curriculum for that. If you're curious, just follow us. And for videography, we're gonna make another YouTube channel. That's what we plan, and that YouTube channel is gonna be more to, not family friendly, but it's more fun, like content that we're gonna do. You're gonna have lots of more people, and probably we add vlogs into it.
I just realized something.
What?
We never introduced ourselves.
Oh yeah.
I'm Jihan.
I'm Farhan.
And I'm Darwin.
And we're from Breaking Controversies.
Or you can call us BCT, but if you want to pronounce that, just say Bacho.
Yeah, just say Bacho.
I mean, I'm the mascot for Bacho.
You definitely are.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's all for our first podcast. Excuse us for a lack of experience. This is our first time doing a podcast. And excuse me for having this voice. I'm a bit sick. And that's all for today, yeah? See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.